Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your January 2024 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic Coral spread as always, and also pulled a 4 agreements and wisdom of the oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolls of astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where you folks should be as far as that goes. Alright, well, we have Mercury. And of course, we have Mercury retrograde right now. And then, it started in Capricorn. It's moving back into your sign at the time of recording this. And then, of course, naturally, when the retrograde ends, it'll be in your sign and then move back into Capricorn. So, could definitely be a focus around communication this month, possibly involving finances as well. Okay, we have 4. So, 4th house energy for you guys is Pisces. And as far as what's going on there, well, Neptune actually started direct motion recently, and Saturn's been in there for quite some time as well. And in general, 4th house points to home, roots, family. And we have Aquarius. So, of course, as we get toward the end of January, we're going to be in Aquarius season. And then also Pluto is going to be moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius again, and that's going to be moving from your 2nd house of possessions, health, work, finances into your 3rd house of communication, short journeys, and siblings. All right, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Devil, Capricorn energy, and challenging that, we have the King of Wands, Leo energy. So for some of you, this could just be saying that you might have taken a really obsessive type of energy toward a goal of yours, and for some of you, maybe it was to get promoted within your work environment. For some of you, maybe even in order to do so, you've been taking on some higher learning, so possibly college courses or doing some kind of certification classes. But yeah, looks like you really just have this obsessive energy around it at this time. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, this could just be one of those things that might have just popped up for you suddenly, right? And to be fair, I mean, we have the Mars transit through your sign right now, so that might have been what initially lit that spark for you, right? To say, okay, I really all of a sudden just have this desire to crush this goal, and, I can't focus on anything other than that right now. Okay, in the past position, we have the Emperor. So, interestingly enough, for some of you, you might have already been in a higher position in the past, and for whatever reason, maybe you lost that, so now you're trying to get back into that position. Alright, I'll wait until we get to the present position before I mention it. But yeah, this is Aries energy here. It's the Major Arcana card for Aries. So, for some of you, maybe you felt like your creativity was always sparking, right? You might have always had new ideas to tackle things, and for whatever reason, maybe that started to get a little bit more bogged down for you. Alright, in the present position, we have the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, maybe for some of you, what's fueling this obsessive desire is maybe you were at like a really peak point at some point, and now you feel like just to maintain that seems to take so much more work now, right? So just to give you a super generic example, given that we see that Pentacle was just out of his reach, it could just be one of those things where, let's say, if you're still making the same money right now that you were a couple years ago, it's getting you less, right? Because, I mean, definitely in the United States and pretty much it seems like most of Europe and probably all around the world, inflation's getting a little heavy, right? So now, if you made, let's say, $60,000 a year and you were comfortable a couple years ago with that, now it could feel almost like a struggle, right? So it's one of those things where just for you to even maintain where you were in the past seems to take so much more work now. Okay, in the near future position, we have the 4 of Swords. So yeah, this could be one of those things where you might even be feeling a little bit burnt out around the situation, right? So, and that's also something to watch out for, given that it is a near future position. That wouldn't have to be anything major, of course, but maybe it's just one of those things you burn yourself out, and then you can't really work for a couple of days until you're recovered, right? Things along those lines. So something to watch out for there. But yeah, if it's not pointing to anything within the physical like that, at the very least, it could just be saying that maybe now you're reconsidering, right? Like, okay, yes, at one point what I was doing was giving me the goal that I initially set for myself, but now that it does seem to take so much more work, now maybe I'm starting to reconsider, well, is it as fulfilling as I even thought it was? And if not, is there something else but potentially that I can pivot to? All right, the position of your influence in the situation, we have the High Priestess. So yeah, intuitively you might feel like, the math isn't adding up, right? To where you're like, okay, this just doesn't seem to work. Or you might realize that, okay, I am pushing it too far, right? And for less results in the long run too, which is like a double whammy, right? It's like, okay, putting in the work, more of the work, you're getting less of the reward. So it has to be one of those things where now you're trying to tap into your intuition to see, okay, is there a way I could work around that or what? Okay, in the environment position, we have the Hangman. So usually I view this as Pisces energy, just like I do the High Priestess energy. So yeah, it could just be one of those things where you really are just trying to figure out what next, right? I feel like you've come to the awareness that it's a problem, right? Like sometimes people might not view the devil energy in the tarot sense, that is not, you know, outside of tarot, but some people might not necessarily view the devil energy as a negative, right? Where sometimes it's like, okay, it could really fuel me to push past the limitations that I might have. But now you could just be saying, well, is that even the case anymore, right? Or is it just something where I feel like I can't fall back, right? So it's just one of those things where now you're starting to question, all right, do I really need to completely adjust here or just ride the energy out? And it looks like you're not quite decided which way to go yet. All right, in the hopes for fears position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, so a lot of you might just be hoping for a new opportunity, right? Realizing that, okay, here where I am now, this doesn't really seem to fit my life in a healthy way, so hopefully I can get another opportunity, another pathway, so kind of looking for a way out, which is interesting because now that I'm saying that, I think your reading for last month, I might have titled that The Great Escape, right? So for some of you, this is still a continuing energy. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the King of Swords. So this is a good energy to see here. This is Aquarius energy, which we also saw come up in your dice. And given that that is your third house communication, like this is saying something's going to click for you guys as we get closer to Aquarius season in the end of January, to where you're going to feel a lot more firm on, okay, now I know what to do, right? So, like we said, a little bit of a sword energy there. That looks like more of an emotional, intuitive energy. And here we see, okay, I'm solid on what I need to do now, right? So whether you just choose to act on it or not in that moment, at least that looks like a good release there as far as you're going to say, okay, I know what I need to do next. And also, seeing this as well makes me think of what I was saying as far as Pluto is going to be moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. So it could just be one of those things where even this obsessive energy you have, given that Capricorn is your second house of finances, it could just be one of those things where, given that it's at those final degrees of Capricorn, it could just be that final push that you were getting. And once it does move into Aquarius, you're going to feel some of that pressure alleviate. Okay, and bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands. So yeah, like I said, to me, if we look at those wands representing experience, right, it's just one of those things where you feel like you've been at something for such a long time that you feel like, okay, it's just not getting me to where I want to go ultimately. So you might feel like you're just spinning your wheels at this point. And the Two of Pentacles beneath that seems to point to that same energy too. So yeah, like I said, we're in a Mercury retrograde we just talked about. So between that energy and what we were talking about with the planetary shifts, I feel like as we get closer to January, you'll feel a lot more sure of yourself at that point. So don't freak out if you're still a little undecided right now. Okay, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Take Anything Personally, and it says Transform Your Life. Okay, it says, when you refuse to take things personally, you avoid many upsets in your life. Your feelings of anger, jealousy, and even your sadness will simply disappear if you don't take things personally. Well, I mean, that almost seems a little oversimplified of a message, but hopefully that resonated with you guys. And moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Serendipity. There's the artwork, and the number is 18, so we'll see what this has to say. Okay, essential meanings says opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. The Oracle's message: you've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected, and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. So yeah, definitely a positive message there. And reading that too, even though that wasn't directly related to finances, this made me think of the fact that you guys have Jupiter in your 6th house too, and it's been retrograde for months now, and finally toward the very end of December, and obviously all throughout January, it's finally going to be in direct motion again too. So if that was causing blockages for you guys too when it came to your work lives, your daily routines, you might start to feel that alleviate this month. Okay, the relationship message says Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. So, yeah, definitely a positive message there. I mean, this didn't really come across as much of a relationship message. It seemed very much like a solo journey this month, but for those of you looking for guidance there, hopefully it resonated as well. And the prosperity message says you are in the right place at the right time. Be grateful, for the stars are aligned in your favor, and fortune is smiling on you. Victory and success are yours. The choices you have made in the past have prepared you for this opportunity now before you. This is your lucky moment. The timing is perfect. So yeah, definitely a positive there as far as if you have felt like, oh, I've been working so hard and maybe the results haven't been coming into the level that you were accustomed to in the past. At the very least, that's estimate that the experience wouldn't have been wasted, right, if something new comes your way in the future. So, hope it resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there. Hope you have a good holiday season and New Year, and I will see you all next month. All right, bye.